My name is Dave. I'm going to not do my last name just because we're online and I don't do that very much. It's a long story. I was born in Canada, lived there for about 2 weeks, then went to California, which is where all my mother and father's family's from. Was just there until I was about 6, and then from 6 to I guess about 16, I was in New England. So, and I would spend summers in California visiting my father or my grandparents, and aunts and uncles and cousins. And then at 16, I kind of bounced all over the place. Yeah. So I don't know. That's a hard question for me. I'll say I grew up in New England, but all the family's in California. I've spent more time in California, but it's not. I don't think I've ever done 10 years at a time. So the longest I ever spent in one place 10 years was New England and Massachusetts. My wife is from here. All her family's here. She's third generation Chandler, which is kind of rare. You know, most folks are transplants. She had followed me around for a number of years with my jobs, and I got a job where they essentially allowed me to live wherever I wanted. They would fly me to work. So I was like, okay, we can go back around your family because I know you like that and you're kind of sick of bebopping around to different cities. And that also allowed me to go to school and kind of work on some of my other projects that I've been meaning to get to. So. Right now I'm a full-time student, but I've spent, I think we're coming up on year 14 of working with a variety of U.S. government agencies, Department of Defense being a big one. I've worked with a lot of units there, working with folks who are at high risk of being isolated, kidnapped, or detained by foreign governments. So we try and come up with solutions and options to avoid or mitigate some of those things, from working with their host or I guess sponsoring organization on how they can react when someone goes out and how they can kind of reconnect with their folks better, to the end user on giving them skill sets so they're a little more independent and capable to kind of negotiate problems as they arise. There's not enough hours or days in the week, I keep saying. So me and a few colleagues were in the process of starting up a company that would do this for private sector folks, with a special focus on journalists right now. So that's taken up a lot of time. Work, I've cut down a lot on from school. I'll usually go for 3 or 4 days a month. I just can't afford to do much more with everything else I have going. I like to watch movies. I like to hang out with my dogs. I like to hang out with my wife. I have a old 73 Chevelle that I'm like an awful mechanic, but I like to try and mess with that and kind of play with that. What else? Yeah, I just don't have enough time to do everything that I want. I have a list of things I need to do that's way too long. Like I said, not enough hours or days or months or years. So.